Hey folks, and welcome to the Pipnotic Symposium for the 29th of May 2020. Today we're just going to run through a couple of pairs and see what we can find. These are just some things that I'm looking at, just my trading ideas. So if we start here on the American dollar Swiss franc, if we go here to the 4-hour chart, notice that, oops, let me go here. Notice that we had this really nice move away from here, but also notice that we didn't really do anything. We didn't move above this high here from here. But on the other hand, we did manage to move through this little area of this sell zone from here. Okay, we tested it once, twice, we came back down, we loaded the can, and then we popped through it. Okay, so this brings my attention to the area that removed that, which is the one I have marked off down here. And so this one here is not demand, this is a reaction to demand, the demand being the one down here. And so if we mark the low off here, this is the beginning of the buy zone for this area here. And yeah, so we can expect maybe to have some bounces just around this area here once price starts to move below this low here. Okay, and it would be, I mean, you could take this here, but it might be a little bit dangerous because we didn't really manage to accomplish anything when we move from this area here. Nothing, there's no supply here on this time frame at least that would lead one to believe that there's any great area just here. We have some micro supply here. I mean, we had this area here which was tested, this one moved through it, this one moved below it and went through it, but notice it's been tested once, twice, three times. Okay, so this one's gone, or potentially gone, and this one is just lower and fresh and untainted, and so this is one that I think might be a little bit interesting. Okay, so let's have a look at another pair. This is the Australian dollar, Singaporean dollar, and this is something else that I'm looking at. Let me update the charts. Wrong pair still. There we are. It's because we have to do, let me close this, because I have my sync charts on, so it's showing the same currency pair. So notice now when I move it to this chart, this graph here will change to Aussie Singapore. You can see. Good. So we have this now. We go to the daily chart, actually the weekly chart, which makes it pretty clear, and remove this. Notice, first of all, I'm going to go to a big time frame so we can identify these areas. So we had an area here. So we had price kind of bouncing at this price level just here, tested, and price moved upon it, and then we cut through that area and we traded below it, but we can't see where the move through it originated from. You see tested, here we are, here we can see we had a test here, and notice that we have a super clear area right here. The software found it for us. So we two times the area like this. This is very nice, but this is very far away from price. Okay, so this is a 98.50-ish area and we're only at 94.20 or so, so we're about 400 pips away. But I think this is an interesting area because when price came to this area that was tested historically, we tested it, we left, we moved up, we came down, we distributed liquidity to drive price lower. The slingshot was pulled back and then we left. We didn't have a very kind of a radical move away from the area, but we did have huge rejection that was the price moved through despite that fact. Okay, so we had another one here. Okay, price tested it, we went through it from this area here. The area that did it is this one just here, and so you could mark that area off from here to here, from the high of the candle to the left. And this is roughly where the price came to. So the slingshot was pulled back here. We went a little bit deeper to the original slingshot or sell zone, and we had a nice rejection. Now price is moving through it. So now this one's gone, and then you ask yourself the question, well, which area did it? Well, it's this one just down here. So we can mark this off here. Okay, we'll remove this now. So we have this area of demand. This is demand because we removed this area of supply. This is supply because we managed to from this area we managed to trade below the lows that we saw over here. Okay, and so this is just a really nice area. And now we have this one that's formed. So on the daily chart, maybe this looks a little bit more attractive. And on the daily chart, I mean, there's a lot of stuff that kind of pops out at you, and that is that we have a lot of parents and children. So we have a child, and we have child, and we have the parent. This is the parent here. And we have a lot of like kind of children, like areas on top of areas, as you can see. Like this one's on top of this one. 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 This one is on top of this one. So this is the original one, but it's been tested once, twice, and so this is actually almost gone. And so then you would ask yourself a question, well, where would price typically go to? Then you find an area that price reacted at historically, which is here. So we have that there, and now it's gone. Then you ask yourself the question, well, which area of demand remove this or move through the sell zone? And it's this one here. And the software already brought this to our attention, so we have this to look at now. So this is the 87.77. So assuming that we were to get into the trade above here, this one up here, I mean, this would be an interesting area to get out of the trade. But note as well, even though these are areas on top of areas, we do have interesting areas here. We do have this here, which is looking to be a pretty interesting area just by the way that prices formed in that area. Let's remove this weekly area, and you can see, I mean, this is just, I mean, price tested, and then we really move north and away from here. So currently we're testing this weekly sell zone. So we have this one here. Price tested it, went a little bit deeper, and now we've gone deeper yet. And this is what we're currently testing now. You see, price poked into it, so we'll have to wait and see what happens when price, if price manages to move through this. If it doesn't, maybe we'll come down to this area of demand and have another go, or maybe we will push through it and then come down to the area that was able to consume it. We'll have to wait and see. We do have a couple of interesting areas. I like this one here on the weekly chart, as you can see. This one just here, and we have this one here, which is my favorite, which is here, the 98.50-ish area, because this is the one that managed to force price below this low that was respected historically here, and here we traded below it. We originated from this place here, so I'm going to be patient and wait for the 98.45, 46 area, and then we'll see what happens once we get up there. So we're probably going to get some currency strength divergence up there. We're already reaching these really high readings here. You can see we're already at a very high, we're very deep into the positive variant, so we could see price pull away for a little while before we move higher and up into the area that we like just up here. But we don't know yet. We'll have to wait and see what happens. But there are many short-term opportunities in here. We have this one here, and we have the one that price is currently reacting on. Okay, so let me remove all of these, delete those, and let's have a look at the Euro Japanese Yen. This is another one that we were looking at, and this was a 4-hour trade that was triggered yesterday at this area here. So we had this area of supply, okay, and this is supply because we managed to remove all of this stuff down here. So price came down, we moved up, we distributed, we accumulated short orders, we came back down, the slingshot was pulled back, and then we left. And so the sell zone was roughly where this rectangle is, and then price poked into that. Now it's kind of figuring out what it wants to do. But notice as well here that we are located at a very high positive variant. Okay, so that's a pretty high one there, and so we'll have to wait and see. Maybe we will be able to move away from this area here, but we do have a few obstacles in the road. I mean, we have something in here. We also have this, and we also have this here, and ultimately we have this down here at the bottom. So we do have a few things that we could kind of poke into, but we'll have to wait and see. Okay, well, I'm going to leave it at that, nice and short today. If you have any questions, post them in the video or dump them in the Discord channel. Thanks for watching.